Before we continue with the news, I would like to ask you to leave your like, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. It's very important to us. Guards can do nothing but shut down free agents. Nashville, Tennessee. As soon as it was announced that Patrick Kane would undergo hip resurfacing surgery which would sideline the winger for the first part of next season, there was a fair amount of speculation that the Rangers would sign the lease on the property and pay it back long-term. Injured backup until he's ready to return to the game system in one maneuver. If that's the plan, it would be news to the Rangers and Kane's camp. Ward agent Pat Brisson told the Post via text message that he had not spoken to general manager Chris Drury about returning. Brisson said Kane was great in his rehabilitation and the 34-year-old would likely start considering his options in October and would be willing to listen to any offers. Of course, that would include a second act on Broadway. But the proposed scenario makes no sense. If Kane is projected to miss the entire season, the Rangers might actually sign the winger and keep him in the LTIR before activating him for the playoffs without losing a dime out of their cap, like the Lightning did with Nikita Kucherov in their breakout year. In 2020. -21 championship defense. Patrick Kane reacts after scoring during the third period of Game 2 of the first round of the NHL hockey playoffs for the Stanley Cup. AP. But that bullying isn't possible if the player returns during the season, a projection for Kane after 4 to 6 months of rehab that could lead to a return soon after the calendar shifts to 2024. If, say, Kane signed a discounted contract out of $4.5 million prior to joining LTIR, the Rangers would have had to spend $4.5 million to add him to the roster. The Rangers selected New York native Drew Fortescue in the 2023 NHL entry draft. Let's cut the salary another player or two to accommodate Kane's midseason addition. Where have we heard this before and what could go wrong? The current state of the Rangers at this point between the draft close on Thursday and the opening of the free agent market on Saturday can be gleaned from the text responses from two agents with clients who would have fit perfectly in the bottom six. The Blue Shirts may have done very well selecting right wing Gabriel Perreault 23rd overall and defenseman Drew Fortescue 90th overall, both from the USNTDP, with their first two picks. The picks received positive reviews and should help fill a pipeline that needs to be strengthened. Of course, this is critical. But that doesn't mean much beans for the 2023-24 team. There are holes to fill and little capital to do it. You know it, and so does Drury. There is $11.7 million in space to fill 8 open spots, with more than 50% of that amount anticipated for Group 2 free agents K'Andre Miller and Alexis Lafreniere. The math hasn't changed in weeks. That would change on Friday if the Rangers started the process of buying Barclay Goodrow, which would gain $3,841,667 in additional cap space and give them at least a modicum of maneuverability, but there's no indication that's coming. If the Rangers keep Goodrow, it will be because they believe in its value on and off the ice, not because a buyout would come back to bite the club capped at $3.65 million in 2026-27. Dear fans, we want to know your opinion about this news. Comment below and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any updates from our team. Thank you for your presence and until next time.